The dive begins.
Does the dive begin?
We are swan diving right into week 16. Jeff,
We
how was your Christmas first and foremost?
Oh, it was a nice time. I got some Chinese food and what did I do Christmas? I watched I've been watching I watched a whole bunch of that Christmas light fight. Great Christmas light fight.
Never, I'm not familiar, haven't heard of it.
I love it. It's on Hulu right now, season 8. Apparently they've been doing it for 8 seasons. I've never heard of it either.
What? It's just houses lit up?
Yeah, it's on ABC, and they do 4 houses, and they all compete, and they're all people that like love Christmas, and they decorate their houses, cover it in lights, high LEDs, and then they pick the best. The winner gets 50 grand. Who has the
Each
best?
episode?
Each ep, 50 grand for the best Christmas lit house.
Are they all are they all in suburbia or some city dwellers or some country folk? What's
A lot
going
of
on with the
suburbia, yeah, mostly suburbia, some country folk. I mean, it's wild. Half the people are clearly damaged. Woo-wee, wickedly so. And the other half are just obsessed with Christmas.
a look at their bright homes
Mhm.
offers just a glimpse into their vapid and dead personalities.
Lot of dads. Yeah, it's a lot of dads. One, my favorite was a dad. I think how these shows try to find like what your struggle was.
Oh yeah, they always want a story. They want something to hook you in the
Yeah,
heartstrings.
yeah, they want like these stories. He's like, oh, what a, oh, I went through a terrible car accident. I had to relearn to walk. They have always of those. And one was a dad, and he just he brought up his dad dying in Vietnam. This guy was like in his late, maybe 40s, early 50s. And then they kind of, and he starts getting too into it. And then the like host kind of like just go, well, let's look at the house. And his dad was obsessed with Teddy Bear Christmas. And then later on, he showed him that he brings up his dad died in Vietnam again. And then you're like, I wonder if Teddy Bear Christmas and his dad dying in Vietnam are somewhat connected.
Yeah, was that like the last gift his dad sent him before he ended up landing on a mortar of some sort?
Yeah, it was wild. So it's just a man like, I love Teddy Bear Christmas. Like Teddy Bear, and he's like covered his houses in teddy bears. And then he kept bringing up his dad dying in Vietnam. And you're like, woo wee, boy.
But he was a dad himself, so he had a wife
He,
and kids.
he forced his son to help him make Teddy Bear Christmas. And to say it, the guy didn't even win. I felt bad. I was like, you're not even gonna give this guy a win. He clearly needs something.
Well, life isn't all teddy bears.
Yeah, but it's a lovely show. I think it's great. The guy
Does
that
it?
won that episode, he built like these little, just like the facades of like a little town, and he just covered them all in lights. Like he put a lot of money into it. It was a
Ugh.
nice display, though.
How much do you think he ended up netting? If he won 50 grand and you said he put a lot of money in it, what do you think he netted?
I mean, he probably only put like 10, 15 grand into it.
Still, are
Still
you
though,
kidding?
like he built like a little mini town and covered all the things with lights, and he spread them all 2 inches apart because that's where the cords of the lights. So it was just a full light coverage. Is beautiful.
There's a house on my block which is certainly not worthy of this show, but down the road, you go out my front porch and you look to the left. There's this house with like a big wooden fence that is probably up to the navel, and they put lights all along the trim of the house and then all along the fence, and then there's like candy canes going down. It's pretty, it's nothing special, but when you look at it in the nighttime, it's as if the snow is glowing with the house. And I'll just go out there. I'll make coffee or hot cocoa right as the sun is set, and I'll go out there and I'll just sip on that warm beverage, looking at the snow glowing. They really do a fine job,
Oh,
and it
that's
makes me feel
nice.
inadequate.
A
It makes
nice
me feel
peaceful
inadequate.
moment. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's nice. Also,
Yeah.
there's also they do there's Christmas lights, right? It's display, and so sometimes there's a musical showing with the lights flashing and they play music, and they're it's more of a show on their house. And one guy picked one. I don't. They must not have the rights to the major songs, because
I
they're
think
just like,
public domain. Most of them public domain.
I thought so, but they picked all the songs they have for these are like these weird like rock and roll Christmas, like this Christmas songs I never heard. And one I've become obsessed with it. It was Christmas with a capital C is the name of the song, and it's about how this guy he goes it starts off with him going into a store and ordering a mocha, and the lady says happy holidays. And he's like, thanks, lady, but the only holiday I need is Christmas with a capital C. So it's like an anti-happy holiday song.
That guy's got a MAGA Christmas hat for sure.
And it's like, and the whole song, like they just shows like a small snippet on the show. So I just heard the Christmas with a capital C, but then I looked up found the whole song, and it's like, Jesus died for your sins, and that's why it's Christmas, not happy holidays. And it's like super religious and very anti-happy holidays. And that's like, well, that dad chose that song.
The funniest thing about like people that insist on Merry Christmas over Happy Holidays are those people are never saying Happy Hanukkah or Happy Kwanzaa or Happy Festivus. Like it's only
When it's
Merry
on the day.
Christmas.
Oh yeah.
They'll be like, I don't understand it. The
Oh, I
hypocrisy.
mean, it's a cultural thing, you know. They feel like they're at war. I personally love a happy holidays. Give me a blanket statement for everything.
You want to talk about being at war? Why don't you go back to contestant number 3 on the Great American Light Show and talk to him about how he lost his dad?
Yeah, that's right. And now he's making Teddy Bear Christmas every year.
I forgot we've been talking for about I don't know 8.5 minutes, and we have yet to mention what we talk about, and that's the Lions. I guess maybe we were just trying not to talk about this shellacking that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put on us. 47-7.
That's probably what was going on. Just trying to avoid talking about how bad that was.
It was pretty bad. And I mean, if I'm thankful for anything, I guess it's that it was on December 26th, because it couldn't really ruin the holiday. And it's before New Year's, so you're kind of looking forward. That was schedule wise the best place that game could be, because it was our worst loss this year.
Yeah, that was really tough to watch. That was a hard watch.
Do you give them any excuse? Do you give them any out because they didn't have any coaches? Matthew Stafford went down. Ragnar, you think it's more acceptable as a result?
I think they get some excuses. If anything, this now proved the bias that the NFL has for the Lions even more for me. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens got to reschedule their game. What?
3 times?
3 times? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Ravens I should move it. But then the Lions are like, hey, we have no coaching staff. Can we move it a day to actually on Sunday?
To the day it's actually played. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, no, get murdered by Tom Brady. We don't want to see it. We want to see Tom Brady kill you. Yeah, we had no coaching staff.
And also they could have shifted it, because they did that on you can't make the argument that they're like, okay, well, it's it's a nationally televised game. We got a triple header going on. They canceled the game on Thanksgiving, which was part of that Baltimore thing. So they had the Lions game, then the Cowboys game, and then I believe Pittsburgh was supposed to play Baltimore that night, but that's when that whole COVID thing happened for that game, and that's when they moved it 3 times. They could have moved the early game on Saturday to just another slot on the 1 o'clock games for the Sunday, and let the coaches come play. I mean, how are you gonna do Bev like that? How are you gonna do Coach Darryl like that?
Yep. Yeah, they really screwed Coach Bev real hard, And I bet Coach Brady was laughing his little butt off, being like, "Oh, if I was there, I would have been able to coach this team and take him to a victory."
In the spirit of the holiday, Tom couldn't have picked up the phone. Like, come on, I know they did my man Matty P dirty, but can you just push it? Can we push it? I'm willing to push it.
No, I mean, I'm sure Tom was like loving it. I mean, they're like, "Hey, Tom, the Lions have no coaches and Stafford's all broken up. You want to take this win, or do you want to push it out?" And he's like, "No, give me the win." And then the NFL's like, "Yes, sir, Tom."
Did you see Tom Brady just strutting with nothing to do throughout the whole second half?
Yeah, there's nothing, because there wasn't anything to do. They ran the sports behind, like, we should probably leave this high school team alone.
I mean, he played in the first half. He was 22 of 27 for 348 yards and 4 touchdowns. We sacked him once, but he had a perfect rating. And then Blaine Gabbert, the second half, 9 of 15 for 143 and 2 touchdowns. We sacked him once for 7 yards, and he had 130 rating, 131.4.
And how much do you think they're paying Blaine Gabbert to back up, and we're paying this much for Chase Daniel?
Chase,
Who, I
let me pull
mean,
up these numbers.
what a hilarious bamboozling Chase Daniels has pulled.
Blaine Gabbert signed a 1 year, 1.1, we'll call it 1.19 contract with the Bucks, at about 887,000 guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2020, he will earn a base salary of 1.05 million and a roster bonus of 100,000. So about 1.2 million. Whereas Chase Daniel contract, he is making, veteran quarterback signed 13.05 agreement. So he's making just over $4 million a year.
He's making $4 million a year.
Yeah, that's what it looks
Wow,
like.
what another nail in the coffin of why thank God we got rid of Bob Quinn. What a terrible signing. Give me
And
Chase Daniels. I'll give him $4 million. And then Chase comes out there. He goes, I don't know. I'm bad. Put Blau in. We put in
his average
Blau.
his average salary is 4.35. And this is another case of, that's like, we were talking with Dave Tvetti. How do you say Tviti? How do you say his last name?
Oh,
I
David
forgot.
Twitey.
David Twitey. Yeah, that silent V. It's gonna throw me. It threw him as a child. He said it. He said it in the episode.
Oh
But
yeah, it's a constant.
we were talking about Nat Flynn getting paid $60 million to go play. The only reason we signed Chase Daniel. Do you remember how bad he torched us last year when he played for Chicago? He destroyed us. Like, I mean,
that's why we signed him so much, because Bob
I
Quinn's
have
like,
to
holy
imagine.
smokes, this guy's got to be great.
I had firsthand experience. I saw what he did to our team, and I think he can come in and help us off the bench. 4.3 versus Blaine Gabbert, who is getting maybe 1 point. We'll round up to 1.2.
Yeah, we could have had Blaine Gabbert, who plays well, but instead we got Chase Daniels, who looks shell-shocked and didn't look like he had a clue. He didn't even look like he wanted to be out there.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Nobody wanted to be on the field. Yeah, on that game.
Chase Daniel was 13 for 18 for 86 yards. He got sacked 3 times for 29 yards of loss. And then, I guess technically David Blau came in and had better, but around the same numbers. He was 6 of 10 for 49. He did throw an INT, but
we could have just kept Blau. I don't know why we didn't even bother. Like, would you just keep Blau? Who cares? When Stafford goes down, the whole team goes down anyways. And use that $4 million a year on a defensive player. We could have had, I don't know, a linebacker, a tackle for $4 million a year, which would probably be
we
a
need
decent
that
player.
because that leads us.
We put the money in Chase Daniel.
I remember thinking when we signed him, I was like, all right, he's a good backup quarterback. I'll take that. And then I saw the numbers and I was like, what in God's name is Bob Quinn thinking?
Yeah. How did the numbers get so high? Was there another team fighting?
Was he in high demand?
Yeah, was we like $3 million. And they're like, Philly wants him for 3.5. He's like, why is Chase Daniel such the hot pick right now? And he wasn't. What do you just like, Chase? What do you want? He's like, 4. And Bob Quinn was like, sounds good to me.
Let's give you 4.35. Appreciate your candid nature. We're gonna give you extra $300K.
Yeah, we'll give you extra money. I mean, the way you torched this defense that I put together means you should be great. An idiot.
Big, strong, slow defense who can't get a hold of anybody. And then, we'll get to this a little later because I want to stick on the quarterbacks for a second. But Jelani Tavai was calling the plays. It's like he's not fast enough to complete the plays. He can't comprehend them fast enough when they're coming into his helmet. How is he the leader of the defense?
I have no idea why he's still on the dang team. And why we haven't.
He'll probably be there next year because I think he's a 3-year contract. But
yeah, or like why we haven't tossed in what's his name? Well, could be playing linebacker, special teams mainly. Killebrew. Just toss Killebrew in and just see what
he's a fan favorite.
He can clearly do more than Tavai can.
Yeah, he can lay the stick, and
because he don't have to do much.
He's like a hybrid linebacker. He can at least cover.
Yeah. The only thing you can do, you can speed walk. If you can speed walk, who are you kissing to?
I'm saying bye to Emily. She's running out for some errands, so I just gave her a little blow smoochy.
Oh yeah, did she catch it and put it in her pocket?
Oh, she did. Saved it for later.
I always love that move.
My mind blown kisses are a lot like wine. Like they're better with time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you catch it and put it in your pocket, and then
You
you
catch
try
it
it
and you
out
put it in your
later.
pocket, and then you bring it up a little later, and you're like, I could just use a little pick me up. And then whatever would pick you up that time is what it would taste like.
You go. Let me check this kiss that he blew me, and I go. It's been a few days. Oh, there's tongue in it. Like it's gotten better.
Ooh, this tastes like, I don't know what exactly it would taste like, but I imagine this is what COVID saliva would taste like. Oh, and then she's
Yeah.
just at a stoplight, and she's just like, oh,
Some of
making
these
out
days,
with the
she's just like,
imaginary.
yeah, she's like, let me check this kiss he blew me. Oh, he's been drinking.
But it's whiskey. He's a tequila man. He's drinking whiskey. He's trying to escape some sort of feeling.
Oh yeah, he's probably watching the Lions.
or or heartbroken over a contestant who didn't win on the Great American Light Off or something.
Man, he should have won the Great American. Oh, the Christmas life fight.
Yeah.
I love it. Check it out.
Okay,
Check it out if you're watching it.
We've spent a lot of time talking about quarterbacks of Lions present and past. Let's it's going to be week 17. We're discussing week 16. Let's discuss future.
Give me Blau.
Blau's going to be
a
there.
Quarterback and let him sit behind Blau for a year.
So let me ask. Could you imagine Blau being a mentor?
Yeah, let him mentor.
I feel like Blau would say things like, I don't know, man. They just threw me in here. I needed to check.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm surprised I'm still here too. But let's go whip the biscuit.
So, all right, let's first, because right now we are sitting at draft pick number 7. We could fall as low as 13 if we win. Though I do not think we are going to beat the Minnesota Vikings, and we can climb as high as 3 if things work out the way they're
and
are perfect for the Lions.
Hopefully we get to that 3rd spot and take another cornerback.
Oh, and there's one to take. You could take that Patrick Surtain or whatever out of I don't know what college he's from, but the 4 quarterbacks that are top 10 worthy. Let me go ahead and ask. Trevor Lawrence is going to be gone at 1 unless we decide to make some sort of deal to get him. Then
he's going to the London Jaguars.
The London Jaguars, the London Bridges, and they're falling down trying to catch him. And there's it didn't make sense. I don't think it does. Then there's Zach Wilson out of BYU, who people are saying is like a dual threat quarterback, not as fast as other options out there. But when I looked up Zach Wilson, this is why I don't want him. The first thing I read on him was he is, quote, Wilson is this year's emerging quarterback in the mold of Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, or Mitchell Trubisky of drafts of recent past. And yes, that company should alarm you. Though he is impressed with improved decision-making and short-range accuracy for the Cougars in 20, he's playing smarter, and that's exactly what scouts wanted to see from a guy who's played too much hero ball in the past. It's nice that he can fling it and pull off the difficult, but making the easy look easier has been a big step in the right direction of Zach Wilson in 20. There is some Justin Herbert to Wilson too, and Herbert is having an outstanding rookie season in Los Angeles. I know I just read you 2 paragraphs. I cannot get past the first sentence.
Oh yeah,
the comparison.
But Herbert's good.
Why are you burying the lead?
Maybe he's gonna be another Herbert. I heard.
Let me see his picture.
Or the other 3.
As I look at his picture, he's got a Trubisky face. And
does he? Can you share the screen of the photo?
I can show you what he looks like right here. I'm looking at lionswire.usa today, and I'm going to share the screen. Let's see, it is here. You see it?
Oh yeah, got a bit of a pig nose.
Yeah, it just look at that guy. I don't like him. I see him looking downfield, and he's like, "Hey, go ahead, make the pass. We're gonna do that."
Is his nose hitting the top of the thing on his helmet? Or is it just up like that?
Can't you just see? Doesn't his face look like as a kid it was covered with high C red mustache?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't he just look like a little Hellraiser to his mom? He's like, "Give me some more high C."
So you don't like him, huh? He kind of has a Phillip Rivers face.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, I would take a Phillip Rivers over a Mitchell Trubisky, absolutely. But
So
no, I don't.
you want more of an attractive quarterback.
Yeah,
You
well,
like
I mean,
you
he's
like
going to
a
be the face of our team.
you want like a Garoppolo.
No, no, Jimmy G doesn't do it for me either.
He's gorgeous.
Ah, quit it with his chiseled cheekbones. It seems like he's got plastic surgery.
It does, and it looks great on
him. He moved out to the Bay Area with rhinoplasty plenty. The next guy that is out there is Trey Lance, quarterback out of North Dakota State, the successor to Carson Wentz. What they say about him, and let me go ahead and show you the picture.
Okay.
I'm going to show you the picture after I read.
Okay.
We come to a quarterback on the list. Understand this is not an endorsement for the dump Stafford cries, though I do understand and respect the sentiment. For those like me who aren't ready to give up on number 9, but want his potential successor in place, Lance is the guy. He's got all the physical tools, arm strength, big check, agility and pocket mobility, a big check there too. Pinpoint accuracy on intermediate and sideline routes. Oh yeah. Lance can run too, but he needs seasoning and more experience against higher level competition. In short, he's a great fit for a team drafting in 2021 for a starting cornerback for 2022 and not before. There is risk. Lance's one start in 2020 had a little too much Deshaun Kaiser for my liking, but the upside in physical talent is higher than Eagle starter Carson Wentz from the same school.
Oh.
So this is.
I like that. That all sounds good to me. I like the sit. I like sitting behind a year behind Stafford. That's my. He looks like a good-looking guy.
He looks like the type of guy that you could get. And you know what I like about him? You can tell he's a man. That's exactly right. You can tell he's a man. He can lead a huddle. He can, because that just you can't see. I'm pointing to his armpit hair, but that's a man. That's a man right there.
He's got family written on his arm going into the armpit hair.
Yeah, there's an ESPN article that I read. I cannot really recall too much of it, but he's big with his dad.
Yeah?
Yeah, his dad is a very loving supporter of him.
Bring him in!
I don't mind him. I don't mind him. I think Trey Lance would be, I would like him. He's kind of that, he hasn't played against great competition, and I think he's just waiting for the opportunity.
Yeah, I like it. Draft him and sit.
Yeah, but that means we keep Stafford.
Yeah, keep Stafford.
Or I'll come. You know what? Let's shift before I get to Ohio State's Justin Fields. Or do we trade Stafford? And these are some of the free agent quarterbacks next year.
Oh, interesting.
I'm going to share this screen with you, and we're just gonna run through them.
On what, Justin Fields?
And then what? Yes, we'll dive into.
I'm already know on Justin Fields. No, Ohio State quarterbacks. Look what happened to Haskins. No, thank you.
He could be on our team at the end of this week. He could be.
Yeah, we'll probably give him $10 million a year.
So this is if we get rid of Stafford and potentially get another first round pick, and when we take Trey Lance, because you don't even want to discuss Justin Fields.
I'm out. Nope. Give me Trey Lance now.
I'm highest on Trey Lance as well. These are the free agent quarterbacks next year who could mentor. You've got names like Dak Prescott. He's not leaving. That's a starter anyway. Phillip Rivers. I mean, you want to let him sling it for a year?
I mean, if we trade Stafford to the Colts, that's where we can get Rivers from him.
Yep. I wouldn't mind having Ryan Fitzpatrick here. I love him. I love that guy. And
did you see the end of the Raiders Dolphins game?
Yeah, that classic no look.
I mean, yeah, he was ripping his head off, and he just threw it, and they won. Huge.
I would love Ryan Fitzpatrick to come in for a year and kind of mentor Trey Lance, because I mean, I don't know if he could take another heartbreak of being benched like he was with Tua, but there's that.
I think he's accepted that is his role.
Tyrod Taylor, would you mind him? I wouldn't.
Wouldn't mind Tyrod.
Andy Dalton, I wouldn't mind for a year.
I don't know. I'm not a huge on Dalton.
RG3, there's Cam Newton, who could be playing for just another contract. There's Joe Flacco, there's your boy Blaine Gabbert.
There's Blaine Gabbert. Get him in. He looked good.
Josh Rosen.
We could pick up. Oh yeah, Josh Rosen, David Blau.
David Blau.
Keep him. Keep
So
him and
what do
let
you,
him. Keep him and let him teach.
so what do you think? Would you like to keep Stafford and opt for only one first round pick, which we would have to use on Trey Lance, or who would you like to see if, or would you like to trade Stafford, and who would you like here?
I would like to keep Stafford and have a quarterback learn behind him for the next couple of years. If we do trade him, I would like to send him to the Colts and take Rivers from him.
I wouldn't mind. Well, I mean, Rivers is a free agent.
Yeah. Or
So we don't
sign Rivers. Sure.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
we can
wouldn't take
trade
him.
with
But
anybody.
trade him over to the Colts. Grab Rivers wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, I wouldn't mind that.
And then draft, let him learn behind Rivers. Rivers is also very talented, probably a good mentor, I would assume.
I bet. And he's
He'd
got
probably
that
be like, hey,
fiery
number one.
spirit.
Yeah, he'd be like, the number one thing you want to do, have 9 kids.
You know what? You know what Philip Rivers will do too for a young quarterback. Not only will it help clean up their mechanics, but it'll clean up those potty mouths. He doesn't use the swears.
That's right. Yeah, he doesn't use the swears. He is just a dick.
Notice we didn't even like Mitchell Trubisky. No, we just walked right past him. It's like,
Nobody wants
Zach
Mitchell
Wilson
Trubisky
because of his little pug nose.
Yeah,
Mitchell Trubisky either.
No way. Mitchell Trubisky, he's got dead eyes, and I don't like it.
Yeah. I would also like Ryan Fitzpatrick though. If we can pull it off, Dalton is third on my list. I would be fine with Fitzpatrick or Philip Rivers for 1 year under a Robert Saleh coached team. Get yourself Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
If Stafford's gone, then all of a sudden we have a second pick. Who I'll tell you who I want right now, because we're not gonna discuss Justin Fields. You said you don't want any part of him.
No part.
And that's fine with me.
Get out of here.
Get him out of here. Here, I want. Now it depends on who
Jim Harbaugh coached team.
Jim Harbaugh. Somebody did make a call to the San Francisco 49ers anonymously asking what it was like to work with them. That's all I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting news.
People really seem to think it's
Did it sound like a rich old lady?
That's the only call she's making. She's got a real thing with John Lynch.
Yeah,
John, can you look back in your personnel files? Tell me I'm just taking a break from my tennis match.
She's a Jewish New Yorker. She's calling around the league. Hey everybody, how are you? I'm not a billionaire, but how was Jim Harbaugh?
Jimmy Harbaugh, he took you to 3 NFC championships, 1 Super Bowl. Was he that difficult to work with?
Hey, Ursay, it's just an anonymous rich old woman here. Are you thinking about getting rid of Rivers and bringing in a Stafford?
Anonymous old woman here. I don't know why it matters if I have 2 or 3 names. That's none of your concern. But whether it be Jim Harbaugh or Robert Saleh coach team, you trade Stafford, you get yourself another top 10 pick, maybe a Denver trade or I don't know where Washington's going to end up. I don't have the draft order in front of me. I will look at it right now. But I would say maybe you take the gamble that Trey Lance is going to be there a little bit later. And if we move up in the draft, I really, really think we should take the future leader of the defense, arguably who is going to be the best defensive player out of this draft, linebacker from Penn State, Micah Parsons. Here's what it has to say about him. Parsons is another standout who opted out, resting on his existing resume as one of the most exciting off-ball linebackers to come into the NFL since Luke Kuechly. Watching Parsons patrol the flats against quick passes and screens, as well as destroying runners as soon as they get past the line and the initial block, is very reminiscent of watching Patrick Willis at his 49ers prime. He never stays blocked. Sidebar, 49ers prime, we want Robert Saleh. Some of us want Jim Harbaugh. Robert Saleh is going to love a 49er style linebacker. Mm-hmm. You'd better believe the Lions could use a player like this, no matter who the coach is or what the defensive scheme they're running. Of all the players listed on this particular article, Parsons is the most likely to be off the board by the time the Lions pick. He's that good. I think he's going to be a top 5 pick. And just for equal screen time, let me go ahead and show you what he looks like. Look at that guy.
Oh, yeah. He looks like a fearsome. Oh, what's he got? A lot of these guys got tats on the insides of their arms.
He's a humble beast.
A humble beast. I say we get him. Yeah, and we get him. And was the other guy Lawrence? Was that his name?
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, and then he
Yeah.
also has a tattoo on the inside. So we got a
That's
humble
family.
beast family. A humble. That's what I want our team to be.
And
It's
also
a family of humble beasts.
I think that's the makings to a Super Bowl contender. Ask
Mhm.
anyone who's been there. We wouldn't
Everyone's
know.
like, hey, you gotta play the Lions. I go, careful, they're a bunch of humble beasts, a family of them.
Rawr. But also look at the mouthpiece he has. He's got that DK Metcalf pacifier.
Oh,
And I don't know why, but I'm like, I love it. I love humble beasts that are just like, I need to be tamed.
yeah, I need to be tamed. I'm a humble little beast.
Oh,
Yeah, summon your little pride, your little lion's pride. Yeah, I think he gets family pride, family pride, humble beast.
but I'm
Everybody
gonna be
gets
quiet
tattoos.
about it. But I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
they all
quiet
get
about it.
tats here, and they all wear pacifiers, and that's our team. I would love a great linebacker on this team. The last one I've experienced, I guess, that I can
DeAndre
remember.
Levy? Jamie Collins is very good this year. Tulloch was great.
Maybe
Tulloch was
was
great.
good. Yeah, we haven't had a great linebacker in quite a while, and I would like to have a good linebacker again. Collins is the best linebacker we have, but when you have one and then one on each side that is just the slowest and worst linebackers.
Remember the days of Chris Spielman and Stephen Boyd?
Something powerful and mean, not these slow and whiff on tackles and just slathered in butter. I would like a good linebacking core.
I would love to get that Micah Parsons. And then as I look at it here, let me go ahead and share this screen with you so you can see what the current draft order is. Could be some shakeups after this week, but this is what we're looking at as of now.
Hot ladies on the side, huh?
Ooh, there's free shipping on orders over $80, just in case you were curious.
That's great.
So who here could use a quarterback? What's called, we're not going to do, Jacksonville's not going to trade. They're trading Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
New York
Jets might trade out.
Maybe, but for Stafford. So down through 15, you look. I think San Francisco could be looking to get rid of Jimmy G. I think maybe they're not thrilled in seeing him as the answer. You could trade your first round pick right there at 14 for Matthew Stafford.
Dallas, maybe, depending on Prescott.
Yeah. They keep saying that he's going to play, though. I don't think they're going to trade their first round pick. I think they're confident that they're going to pick up Prescott, because why wouldn't you? Their offense was lights out when he was.
But if he doesn't come back the same,
yeah. There's New England, who could be they're in the market for a quarterback, no doubt about it.
New England is, Carolina maybe.
Maybe Denver. Carolina, Denver definitely. I don't know that they're sold on Drew Lock.
I don't think they are.
Chargers are out. Minnesota could be a real threat, though, if we were to trade with San Francisco or New England, and this was the draft order that stayed. Minnesota could be a real threat to try and pick up Cousins' successor.
Right. Yeah, that's something you got to worry about.
But outside of that, I mean, further down, I've heard Vegas likes Carr, but they could also want to trade him. Who knows? Indianapolis at 18. We're likely not going to get our quarterback if we go that route.
Right. Or with Washington, the same thing.
Yeah.
So if we do that.
But look at this. If Washington loses this week, Washington's going to jump up near the top 10. They're only at 19 because they're in the NFC East.
Right. Yeah, they could. Yeah, if they lose, they could jump up. Yeah, there's ways to do this. I mean, mine is still keep Stafford, but, we'll see.
I'd like to keep Stafford. I would. Doesn't it really feel like he doesn't want to be here anymore? He goes out there and he plays and he just gets
it does depend. I would like to keep him, but it does depend on him. If he wants out, let him out.
You can't fault him.
Yeah, I don't blame him at all. But if he does want to stay, and he does seem to like it here, at least, in Michigan.
He's
like
roots
playing
for
the team. But we'll see what the GM's going to want to say to him and what he's going to want to. It depends on where they're at. If they both see eye to eye, he could end up staying, which I think would be good because, let a guy learn behind him. He is the team.
I would love to. I would love for our guy to learn behind Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, and if we do get rid of him, we expect next season will be very, very bad. I mean, it's bad now. It's already terrible now. But like you just saw what we had with Blau and Chase Daniels. That's going to be next season with a rookie cornerback.
Old $3.4 million Chase Daniel.
Yeah. If we go below Stafford, the team is going to be even worse, and it's already very bad.
And as we've discussed, I mean, our defense needs a full rebuild. If we were to re-sign just even one receiver, whether it be Marvin Jones or Kenny Golladay, at least we have some pieces. We need a receiver. And the sad thing is, I don't know how deep this draft class is as far as receiver goes, but we can't afford to draft one in the first round. We have too many needs on defense and potentially a quarterback.
Yeah, got to franchise Kenny, and then hopefully Cephas learns. Kenny and Cephas would be a good one too. If Cephas gets a little better, it'd be like a Chicago when they had Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean,
it'd be similar to that.
Both those players, very much.
If Cephas can get it going, he's got to get it going.
Think about too, if we were to trade Stafford, bring in a journeyman, Rivers, a Dalton, Fitzpatrick. Think about some of the receivers that came out of the draft this year in the second round. Michael Pittman for Indianapolis has been playing very well. T. Higgins has been a monster. He's been playing very well. So there are receiver options in the second round, though I do think we should probably dedicate, maybe outside of a quarterback, the first 3 rounds to defense.
Absolutely. Put everything in defense. I mean, Tom Brady was just walking around.
Oh, and he's not a fast man.
Yeah. And we couldn't figure out a thing to do at all. At least the one bright spot was Swift again. It was just like, Oh, okay, at least we can watch Swift. He's fun.
He ran 10 times for 45 yards. I mean, and he had 4 catches for 25. Hawkinson had 4 for 23.
Hawkinson's looked good too. Yeah.
Yep.
But what a real shellacking. I mean,
it was real bad. Quintez Cephas only had 1 for 9, but he was targeted twice. He wasn't getting too many looks.
I mean, when you're
Amendola was targeted 7.
Yeah. The head coach during the game was the wide receivers coach.
Yeah,
I believe. And you could even tell as soon as the game started, I bet their whole game plan was like, all right, everybody, let's just try not to get embarrassed. I don't really, what do you guys like? I don't know. I never called plays before. And you could see the team, as soon as they started on the field, were just like, okay, what do we? And then Stafford gets hurt a little bit on his, what was it, his ankle? Yeah, his ankle. He goes, I'm out. I'm not doing this. Even the fact that he was just like, no, I'm not. You're like, oh, if Stafford's not going to be out there, yeah, this team was not expecting to win. They were just trying to not get embarrassed. I bet that was all the coaches, they were like, okay, let's just try to look okay. And then they got destroyed. And then Tampa Bay was like, we'll stop running. Tampa Bay could have put up 100 points.
I mean, they shut us out. If you want, I mean, I'm not, that punt return, I can't count it. Our offense didn't score anything. Our defense didn't stop anyone from scoring and run one back. Yeah, Jamal Agnew, he's very good punt returner. I'm happy.
Agnew's good. He's good on special teams.
He is good.
He was also there. He's always there.
How about the announcers? This guy's just been a real bright spot on offense. It's like he has not broken one play on offense this season. He's not been a bright spot, Mark Schlereth. Again, it's a Picasso painting guy. Oh, God.
But he's fast. He's good on the special teams.
He's very fast. I
mean, every once in a while when they do the end arounds with him, that's fun. That's about all he can do.
I don't know that I would call that a bright spot.
Hey, when you don't have many spots, you gotta look for anything. You're like, holy smokes! Did you see that guy tackle? True. That's a bright spot. He didn't whiff.
Tackled him here on the goal line. Yeah, that's a bright spot.
That's a bright spot. Keep him around. And he's 38-year-old vet we signed.
That is what we have to do as Lions fans. We are constantly looking for bright spots.
Yeah, we have to look because we have nothing else to look for.
Oh,
they put up 45 points.
47. It would have been 49, but their kicker missed 2 PATs.
Yeah, it was just a shellacking. And then after the half, it was just like, and then once they pulled Brady out and put in Blaine, I was like, oh, thank you. That's nice of you, Tampa Bay. Like, that was a nice gesture from them.
A nice gesture would have been picking up the phone, calling the league office saying, hey, let us play Sunday.
Isn't that a bummer? Yeah, right. Like, them pulling Tom Brady and putting in their backup after the half was them being like, hey, here you, like, I'm just tired of, they felt sorry for us. Another team was like, hey, we'll let off a little bit. We're scoring. We're sorry.
Not only just another
Christmas
team.
was yesterday.
The Buccaneers, synonymous with pirates, known for pillaging and plundering, raping and pillaging. And they're like, no, we feel sorry for these guys.
Yeah, they were like, hey, come on. We've won. All right, come on. Let's stop kicking them, all right? And then I swear, you could probably look across the sidelines and just see Bruce Arians being like, we're going to keep going, though.
I wonder, when is Tom Brady's contract up? Because you know who loves Matthew Stafford is Bruce Arians.
Oh, yeah. He does love it. Yeah, they were talking about doing the thing. They're like, Bruce Arians loves him because he loves those tough guys. He's the tough guy.
Oh, it's a 2-year deal, so he's still there.
Yeah, he's going to still be there. Yeah, Bruce Arians, all of his, he loves tough players because all of his plays are like 8-step drops, wait back there for 10 seconds. You got to be able to take a hit because I'm going to make you get hit. You know?
That's why Bruce Arians loves it.
Yeah. But I mean, of course, Tampa Bay won. And honestly, they should have, rightfully so. I'm glad they won. The whole team, it was an away game for them. They weren't home for Christmas with their families, you know, and then they come out here and they're just like, man, Christmas was yesterday and my family's back there, you know, and then they got to destroy us. And that was our gift to them.
Well, you know what? They got to send out a lot of gifts yesterday because they had 7 touchdowns. They just sent game balls to everybody.
Yeah, everybody got a game ball. Yeah. All of our players got to be home for Christmas. They're probably hungover, tired. They're like, hey, we don't have a coaching staff tomorrow. They're like, hey, just give me some more eggnog. And, you know, then they got what it's probably what they did. They got what they deserved.
Tale of two halves, though. You look at Tampa Bay starters with Tom Brady, and I will say Mike Evans played. I mean, and then Keyshawn Vaughn, their rookie running back, he torched us. 15 for 62. He averaged 4 yards a carry. Leonard Fournette had 9 for 34 until they started resting him in the second half. But
yeah, everybody got rested. It was a nice
except Mike
Christmas
Evans, who went
miracle.
10 for 181 yards.
Good
and 2
Lord.
touchdowns. He destroyed us. But it was a tale of two halves. Starters, first half, we went into halftime with a score of 34-0. And then the second half was only 13-7. So bright spot.
That's a little better. It's a bright spot. Yeah.
Bright spots.
Yep. 34-0. Very similar to the New Orleans game.
Ugh.
And Green Bay, elite quarterbacks just destroy us. I told you, elite quarterbacks just carve us to pieces.
Did you see the game last night?
No, I missed that one with Green Bay. Would you say that?
Well, I mean, they got torched. Green Bay torched the Titans 40-14. But there was one run where Ryan Tannehill took off for a 45-yard touchdown run.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Hey, he's got some old man legs.
He apparently has got he's been greasing them pretty well.
Good for him. He pulled it off.
Let's go through before
he's like
we dive.
Stafford story.
Tannehill, you think he's gonna get to the?
We send him somewhere else, and they'll become a superstar.
I hope so.
Get him a running game.
I want Stafford to go away. I want another team to root for because I have a vested interest on someone on that team. But I'll tell you what, I don't know why. I don't know what it is about this team, but if he gets shipped off to the Washington football team, it's going to be very hard for me to root for him. Though I do love Ron Rivera. I don't know. I think I could root for him. I like what they got going over there. Their defense is fun.
Why would you have a hard time?
I've never liked them. They've just always been so disappointing. Really, never any flashy players that you're excited about. But you know what? Antonio Gibson this year has been a running back for them that's been very fun to watch. Terry McLaurin the past 2 years has been lights out.
They have a great defensive line.
Their defense is stacked. I could get behind it. I can get behind it.
People want to call it the Washington defensive line.
The WDT or the WDL?
Yeah, like they should have like a nickname like the defensive line for the Washington football team.
I love it. Very meta. Very meta.
Yeah, becoming a very meta team.
Okay, so well, what do you think? What do you think for this week? We got the Minnesota Vikings, who just got destroyed by the New Orleans Saints. They're coming to play because their head coach, former defensive coordinator, Mike Zimmer, said this is the worst defense he has ever coached after losing to the Saints by a score of 52-33. So they got more hung up on them than we did, but they played a lot longer. 52-33 against the Saints last week. We're going there to play, and we played them earlier this season, and the score was 34-20. We're playing at Ford Field to close the game. This game is to keep whoever wins is out of the NFC North basement. What are your thoughts?
We lose.
I agree.
I would say we win if Stafford was playing at
And he might.
full health. I don't. But if his thumb is screwed up, his ribs are shredded, his ankle got twisted. I mean, just sit the man. You know, put in our $4 million a year backup quarterback Chase Daniels, who was
Let me remind
pulled
you
for a third stringer David Blau, and let's try to keep it at a under 30-point loss.
Let's hope. Let me remind you of what happened the last time we played the Minnesota Vikings. Bear in mind, this was a Matt Patricia coached team when we played them. We traveled to play the Minnesota Vikings, and the score was 34-20. Kirk Cousins had 3 touchdowns. He threw for 220 yards. He had 142 rating. Dalvin Cook ran for 206 yards on us and 2 touchdowns. No receiver broke 100 yards. Their leading receiver was Justin Jefferson with 64. Now, on our end, Matthew Stafford threw for 211 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Chase Daniel got in that game, and he threw a touchdown and an interception, only had 94 yards on 8 completions. DeAndre Swift, 13 carries for 64 yards, no touchdowns. Nothing else worth mentioning there. And Danny Amendola had a particularly good game, 7 receptions on 10 targets for 77 yards. The touchdowns were to Marvin Jones and TJ Hawkinson. And I mean, they had 3 defensive players in double digits for tackles. Our leading tacklers in that game, they've all been hurt. So I don't even know if they're going to be playing.
Yeah, half our defense is not even going to be there.
I don't know.
I think Collins is out.
I don't know what they've announced yet. There's no injury report because it's still too early in the week, but he was out last week. Why would he play this week?
Yeah, I think they're going to sit a lot of our guys. It's over. There's no point. You know, if they're somewhat hurt, and we're just going to lay down and try to keep it close, but lose.
But will they keep it close?
Will they keep it close?
I love that. That's the game plan too. It's like, all right, guys, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna play this NFL game as an NFL team with millions and millions of dollars of salary. But our game plan is let's just keep it close. I know we're gonna lose, but let's just keep it close.
We're gonna keep it close. Yeah. But yeah, Dalvin Cook is gonna run all. I mean, especially if we got no Jamie Collins, and we have like hardly anybody left on defense. You know.
Yeah.
So he's going to run even more now because he's running against the same defense with less skilled players now. The defense has gotten worse since he's played us. So he should do
they
another.
Have nothing to lose.
Yeah, he'll do another 250 yards.
Because why? He's your guy. Like, you're not going to rest him at the end of the season because you're not making the playoffs. Like, why would you? Right? You're not going to rest your guy.
Yeah, they're going to play to win, I bet.
Yeah,
and we will not.
Yeah, because they're 6-9, so they can go 7-9. We could go 6-10. We would split. We would be sharing the basement, and I guess we would both be last. So Minnesota is definitely playing to not be any part.
Yeah, they don't want to be last with us.
Oh God, it's so just. A lot could happen though after this week too. This is when coaching interviews take place. This is when the GM decision may not come soon. I know they've been mentioning that head coach will come before general manager. A lot could happen. Lots to talk about maybe next week.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to some announcements.
And I'm looking forward to watching this game and keeping my eyes peeled for those bright spots. Right.
Beautiful way to end it.
Right. And that is it for this week. Jeff, I'll see you next week. Bye.
All right, bye.